There was no way they could ring home, and he got a great idea of a phone company. And from one litany of failures to another, it's one of the great companies in this country. He's a great character. Would you give a great round, a Galway round of applause to Pat Phelan?
Sorry. Thanks. I'm just going to put a timer on because Cork guys talk too much. I was surprised to be invited to Galway to talk about being a failure. But besides being a company founder, I write a blog and I'm very open on the blog. So anything I say here, people have no doubt read my blog already. So I was just, one of the things I really like basketball, and I was reading something from Michael Jordan. I've read it loads of times, but I just like to read it out before I start. It says, I've missed 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost 300 times. 26 times I've been trusted to take the winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. You know, and I think that's the important thing, you know. You know, I could be in a room full of failures, you know, but as long as you keep failing, I think that's the important part. You know, I've been a disaster. You know, I wish my wife was here just to say how much of a disaster I've been. But she's not, unfortunately. But, you know, I went to school full of joys this spring. I was talking to a few people about it, and a while ago, you know, I was there in the 80s when we had absolutely nothing. You know. I left school in 81, very good intercert, thinking, you know, college and Silicon Valley and all these type of places were going to be my playground. And I came home and my dad had decided I was going to be a butcher. And I spent a few years at that and hated it. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew it was going to be something to do with technology. I always liked computers. And, you know, I was trying to think about what I was going to say earlier, you know. Times are very tough at the moment, and they're tough for everybody, you know. We've had a very lean few years. There's a lot of work for us there. You know, it's been very, very tough. But I think that there are so many opportunities out there at the moment. You know, people are really starting to wake up. People are starting to spend again. You know, we're noticing it. We're noticing with all our partners. And I think, you know, I was trying to think back to, you know, we had an awful lot of joy in the 80s. We hadn't a lot, but, you know, and I sound like my dad, but we really hadn't a lot, but there was a kind of a fierce freedom. You know, we didn't have big flash cars, and that kind of lack of items, you know. I was just looking through my bag while ago. I got 6 phones, 3 cameras, 2 laptops, you know, and all that kind of stuff wasn't there. You know, and it is there today, but I got a very great news last night. My son got his degree, and it's his 3rd attempt. So, you know, I was trying to think, he's going out into the world today, and he's got a degree in electronic engineering, which isn't worth nothing. He's working in a cinema, and, you know, he's going to have to go away. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, I was made a butcher, but he's going to go away, you know, but things aren't as bad. And that's what we've got to think about. You know, there are great opportunities there. I was listening to some great stories this morning, some great Irish products, you know, and that innovation is there. You know, you've got all the guys from Dell who are coming up with some amazing stuff. You've got people in Cork who are getting together. You've got coffee clubs. You know, there is that undergrowth, you know, and they are there, and I think that's what we have to do. You know, I really don't want to be a failure again. You know, it's just been too many times. It's, you know, we keep failing, and we seem to be ashamed of ourselves, you know, at times. You know, I noticed that it was anti-suicide week, you know, and I was listening to it on the radio all week, and people say, oh, I feel a failure, you know, it's the way people look at me. I meet them in the street, and you know, the car had to go, and the house had to go, and I just feel such a failure, you know, and I think we've got to pull together. That's what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing yet that huge pull together and lift each other up, you know. Like, we've come from nothing. We've 37 people working for us in 5 countries. You know, and they trust me, you know, and it came out of nothing. It came out of an idea when I was a chef. Someone told me the people that we were bringing to work in Ireland couldn't call home. And I said, this must be easy to figure out. I flew to London and we just started employing people. And it moved on from there, and you know, just to have built that, you know, it's beyond my dreams, but like the people who work with us, it's beyond their dreams as well. I'm sure we do other stuff. You know, we've got a number of others. You know, we heard this morning, big, hairy, audacious goals. You know, but I just think I'm happy to keep the company in Ireland. I'm happy to grow Ireland at the moment. I think that's what we should be thinking. We should all, any of us who are entrepreneurs here, any of us who think we might create 1 or 2 jobs, should be definitely not thinking about overseas, anything, you know. My wife's starting a business on Monday. I can't believe it. You know, but she's going into business for herself on Monday. She raised her own funds. She acquired the building herself, rented it. You know, will it be a success? I hope it will. I really will, you know, and I know I'm going to be working there on Saturdays. And I don't think I'll be very good in a pet shop. But I think that's what we need to see, you know. You know, we need to go back to that innovation. We need to go back to small industry. You know, we're talking about, you know, education. It's great to have it, but we have to start small. We have to get back to work, you know. I think I can't say enough about that. You know, we're hiring at the moment, and we can't seem to find people. So we're being told people aren't there. We can't find them. If there are any software engineers, I'll take 5. You know, and that's the way it is at the moment. So, what can I say? I'm a huge failure. You know, but we're kind of successful today, and I'm sure I'll be a failure again because it's not a long-term thing. It changes. But I think the thing is, if I fail again, I will recover much faster this time. You know, I think a lot of that is the A stuff and having to change so much. But it's been great. It's been a great day. You know, I don't get to enough biz camps. The university is fantastic. I heard some great stories this morning. Met some amazing people. You know, people can market it. Stuff is so cheap to do yourself at the moment. Twitter, blogs, marketing. Go out and learn it. You can start this kind of stuff for pennies. You know, I just recommended someone a while ago for website design. You know, she's going to build it, and I just rang her and she said, "Yeah, you can do a website for 400 quid." That's the stuff that's there at the moment. Bargaining your suppliers, you know, it is there. There are huge opportunities. I've never been so excited about the future. I've had to turn off the radio. George Hook was saying it last night. He said, "I know nothing about the bonds market, but I find myself thinking about it." So that's it. Time up. Thanks.